Shalom, giving all praise unto Yahweh Shah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, a great millstone. And honest you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So on the above, I body are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shah Kodash. Giving all praise unto Yahweh Shah Kodash. And I was sitting there trying to figure out a topic for my next video. And I decided to just put shortage in there and see what comes back and see the returns that we're going to see when we put that particular word into the news feed on the Google, and to see how old the articles was going to be, because plenty of brothers have done videos on the impending shortages. The scripture talks about the time of Jacob's trouble. The scripture speaks about famines and inability to access particular things in the end times. Now, from personal experience, I can tell you this: right now in England, petrol's creeping up, man. Petrol's creeping up. Over the last, I would say, over the last 6 months, I've gone from spending, 42-liter tank, a pretty small tank. I've gone from spending about £35 to now nearly £50, which is a significant increase. So, a lot of these jakes out here that are budgeted real tight, a lot of these Edomites, a lot of these heathens that are budgeted to real tight. Anybody that's budgeted tight, and you got to get to work, or you got to go through, you got to do a significant amount of traveling to basically for your life to run. Let's say, for instance, you got 2 kids, you got to drop the kids off at the day center, go to work, do the shopping run, pick up the kids, and you do that every day. Then obviously that little bit of a pinch, and that much usage is gonna be a significant impact on your bills, man. When people see places like Britain and the United States, and I remember I was speaking to the elder Ramah out here. He said that to me when he was describing how his experience when he went out there into Babylon was in America, and he said pretty much, man, when you see the movies, it's nothing like the movies, and it's beautiful. He said that because not too long ago I seen a video about Hollywood, the real Hollywood, not the glitz and glamour, but the mass amount of people that you have out there. They got a particular strip where you've got just a whole bunch of people that have got tents, and that's how they live. And these are vets, man. Right? A lot of the poorest people that you're gonna find out here is veterans, right? Is nurses, right? Care workers, right? I know a lot about the so-called care industry, man. And out here within England, you get basically played like it's easier for you to be a student and have a part-time job, right, flipping burgers, than it is to be a care worker out here within England. You really have to put like 60, 70 hours for you to have a significant amount of money. So you imagine you're doing 60, 70 hours to have a reasonable amount of change coming in, and now your petrol prices are gone up by £15, Salakia, per week in the last 6 months. And I've actually seen this. I remember speaking to one of the brothers here when I first started driving, and I was like, man, petrol's like cheap, like £35 a tank. That's nothing. You can fill up a couple of times a week and you'll be all right. All right. But now filling up a tank is like £50. Like 2 fill-ups now, three fill-ups is like £150. So a lot of these people, which you got to remember, the vast majority of England is not the middle class, as I was trying to exemplify, with that point I was making a second ago. Just like out there within America, the vast majority of people out there in America is not the middle class. All right. Especially, I suppose the middle class used to be the vast majority of people, but now you're getting a situation where you've got 2 classes now. Same thing within England, same thing out there within them Asian countries. They ain't trying to have the middle class anymore. That's all part of the MLTB system that's getting ready to be set up out here. Them small businesses that occupy the middle class, that's getting eroded. You're gonna have state jobs, which the state jobs is for who? It's for the slaves, right? The state jobs is gonna be for the slaves, meaning the poor, and then there's just the people at the top, okay? It's going to be the people at the bottom, and it's going to be the people at the top. And you can see that the squeeze on the people at the bottom is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Haven't you noticed that? Okay, all right, meat prices have gone up, but they ain't gone down. Petrol prices have gone up, but it's not coming down. You see that? Now, we had the empty shelves for a certain amount of time, but now, it's quote unquote, I'd say, from my own anecdotal experience, That's not really like a thing anymore. But you got to remember something, right? The way Esau set this whole thing up, and when you go into the logistics, right? When you go and study logistics, there's something called just-in-time manufacturing and just-in-time, all right, delivery. So what you see within the stores does not represent the food stores that the country has. And we've seen that over 2 weeks when they started to say we got a lorry driver shortage, right? So what happens, with this, with this new, and then I'll say the word variant, what's going to happen as a result of that? Let's say people start buying and they're panicking. What's going to happen as a result of that? Within 1 week, we saw shortages, empty shelves within 1 week here within England a year ago. So that's all an illusion. There's an illusion that the country's doing well, right? Is it in terms of what the shelves that are filled out? That's an illusion because you don't know what the storehouse look like. All right, right now if you go and try to buy particular products, yeah, it looks like there's something in the shop. Like let's say you're buying an electronics product, you can't buy that anymore. And those are so-called high margin, right, high profit items, right? How much more so food and everything. And then we can see here with the examples that I've given you here. What are they saying? The poorest people out here face food crisis amid fertilizer shortage. That's coming from the BBC, right? So that squeeze is getting tighter. It ain't going away, man. You ain't gonna have a situation where these things is just gonna evaporate and you're gonna go back to a time of plenteousness. We ain't going back onto the time of plenteousness and America was doing well. They keep on saying make America better again. All right, let build back Britain. All of these slogans. But really what they're talking about, when they're talking about better, they're talking about better for the elites. And better for the elites is basically you, especially you Negroes, Hispanic Native Americans, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans being in the hardcore captivity, man. So again, like I said, I just put the word shortages in there. You could do the same exercise for you. And let's see that some of the examples that we can read here that's going to be relevant. And I'm interested to see the date and time because we did a video. I've done videos like this. Certain elder brothers have done videos like this, all right. But this ain't a problem that's going away, all right. So the surge of the sea, right, threatens to create meat shortages at Saturnalia, right. So that's gonna be interesting to see what's going to happen there. But again, people overconsume over these demonic high holy days, right? Right, the high holy days on the left hand side, people overconsume. So what do you think is going to happen? You're going to have an excess of meat consumption, right? An excess of no production, and then over the February, January, whatever, I won't be surprised if them prices start going up, and the production is not going to be ramped up. Because I know out here within the EU, within the UK, they're saying a lot of those butchers have gone back to places like Romania and Poland and all of that, and they've been having to kill particular animals, right, as a result of not having butchers. So it's going to be interesting what's going to happen, as we get into February and because pretty much next week we're going to be in December. So as we get into January, and we might not get to January, this might go crazy with this new thing. All right. So we'll see what happens as the time progresses. But we know the scripture talks about famines, man. Right, the poorest people face food crisis amid fertilizer shortage, right? And fertilizer shortage, that's going to impact everybody. Okay, you rich and live in a rich neighborhood, you're going to be able to pay more for your food and you're going to have access to that. That don't mean the food is just miraculously being created. That means there's a shortage and you're the one that's got access to it and somebody else don't have access to it. Countries where 54%, that's alcohol, that's an alcohol shortage. UK Trust suspends home birth services, so you people that was having home births, because it's not just limited to food as well. You got shortages all over the place. Healthcare practitioners. There's about 200 to 300, maybe even 400,000, right? But I know it's definitely a couple 100,000 out here within the UK. Shortage, right? Shortage, meaning active vacancies within the UK is about 200,000 vacancies for healthcare practitioners right now, today, right now. Now, what you have to understand is as a healthcare practitioner represents, right, a certain portion of the population. So one healthcare professional, right, might look after 10 different people in a day. You see that? So in actuality, what you have to do is you have to multiply how much vacancies you have by the amount of people that need help. So people are dying out here, man. Right now, people are dying via what's known as negligence, and the word that you would put before negligence would be the word medical, so that it doesn't flag up on the YouTube. Okay, so this is the New York Times. UK trucking shortage endorsed despite plea for plea, you know, right? Even if they'll have Brexit, but now they're pleading for the foreigners to come back on a 6-month visa. Yo, man, this man's the devil, man. No, we don't want your people here, but we'll take your drivers. And a lot of these people, they're like, nah, man, we're gonna go back to our own country, right? European gas shortage will push up fertilizer and the cost of food. Again, that's 1 day ago. Notice the dates, man. Notice the time span. The trucking shortage that they're speaking about. That was a little over 12 hours ago, right? Gas shortage will push up fertilizer and the cost of food. That's 1 day ago. American manufacturers race to reveal. So that's ammo shortage. 6 hours ago, a chip shortage to cost Daimler Truck billions in revenue. And again, what do you think that's going to happen? What do you think that's going to happen as a result of that chip shortages? Right, the middle class is going to continue to lose jobs, because the people that build cars, that's the middle class. But then there's something called I forget the word for it. There's a particular word for it that refers to a cyclic way of doing things, meaning to say when the middle class goes, well, they ain't spending money in the costas, they ain't buying stuff, so therefore the place gets poorer and poorer and poorer. I remember what it's called. It's a geography term, the cycle of deprivation. Check that word out. Cycle of deprivation, meaning to say it just gets worse and worse and worse, and that's what we're seeing throughout the four corners of the earth. Glass bottle shortage leaves the US distillers high and dry. So you can't even get a bottle of alcohol here. Here you got an empty stomach. You can't even get a liquor. UK could face an alcohol shortage, right, in a couple of weeks. Warning on wine 4 days ago. Bottle 3 hours ago. Trucker shortage 9 hours ago. Chip shortage 2 hours ago. Right? We've run out of alternatives. Vets carrying out pig abortions because of the labor shortage. And again, what's that going to have an impact on? That's going to have an impact on beef. Because people just move to the next thing. Oh, we ain't got no chicken, we're going to have beef. Oh, we ain't got no, we know pig, you ain't supposed to be eating pigs. But these heathens, they eat pigs, right? Now you got it to where there ain't no pigs on the shelf. What do you think they're going to eat? So it's going to impact everything. And, we can go on, but can you see? This is all within a couple of hours, if not a couple of days. You see, a couple of days, if not a couple of hours. You see that? Supply chain shortage, right? Shortages help enough. Oh, so that they benefited from that situation. But pregnant women at risk in right. Okay. So that's going into something else now. So, anyways, hopefully that was a quick insight into what's happening as a result of these shortages, right? We'll continue to put videos out like this because we love to put videos up like this, man. Because the more this kingdom goes down, the more we know we're gonna be all right in the kingdom to come. So with that, I'm going to say, all praise unto Yahweh, Shema, Shaiba, Shema, Hako, Dash, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honest you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.